Hey guys, it's Saturday here on Pagan Perspective. I am your host Brendan, and this week we are talking about types of magic. So I will post the viewer's question in the description box below, but let's start with what is magic. So for me, magic is the universal life force that is present within everything in existence, and it is that spark, it is that essentially that magical energy that is present within anything, and that can be engaged in magical practices and with types of magic. And for this whole entire process, it is very much really it's a messy labeling system, and it I can understand where this viewer has become quite confused with the language and terminology that is used in describing magical practices, types of magic, ways to engage magic. And I want to try to clarify it a bit, but I also feel like I might mess it up even more. But let me try to simplify it the way that I view it, and it's kind of like a tiered or ripple out effect process. So at the very core and source, you have what is magical energy. It is the matter and space and the energy that makes up the whole entire universe. And it is that gooey goodness that is present within everything. And from this place, we move into what I like to view as like types of magic. So this is the ways that we engage with this magical energy. And whether that be to perform a love spell, to bless an object, to make wishes, to change lights at an intersection to be able to cross, to land the job, promote self-love, to unfuck the government's messed up mess, sort of thing. This is where we move into like types of magic. So this is where, how do I engage magic that I can welcome it into, or not welcome it, but like engage it that it can then be used to change the world. And this is where we look at like types of magic. So it looks at things like spell crafting. It'll look at things like sigil making, candle magic, animal magic, plants, angelic, sympathetic, folk magic, all these sorts of things. And this is where it starts to get more messier, and there's labels, and the labels aren't always clearly defined, and it can get quite confusing. But it is then this ring or tier or ripple I see as these are the roots, these are the channels, these are the streams, these are the conduits that connect into and tap into magic. And from here, from these conduits, from these streams, it's then how we engage this. So this is where we go to another tier or another ripple out, and this is where we look at things like belief systems or traditions or practices. So this is where, for me, like personally, it would be the traditions I belong to, like with Wildwood, with reclaiming. For other people on the channel, it would be like people like Druidry, it would be shamanism, it would be hereditary witchcraft. And then for other people, it would be Hoodoo, ceremonial, folk magic. And it's kind of these systems and traditions of belief and practice that, whether through the development of the tradition or through a person's personal experience, or if it's like hereditary practice, it's through generations of experience, particular magical practices are developed, and these become tradition and law, and are passed down down to individuals, to generations, because these practices tap into magic and they work. And it is then from these that you're pretty much guaranteed to tap into magic. And it is like a 100% foolproof magical working. And it's really from these traditions that they have their own schools of magic. And it's really like Ceremonial magic might really focus around, I think Megan touched on this, and it was like ritual bathing and adorning of the body, and then the particular rituals that they will do to engage magic in a particular way. For me, in the Wildwood, that would be like the way that we cast Circle, the particular allies that we call on in every single ritual, the particular ways that we engage magic. So through ecstatic spellcrafting and transpossession and these particular processes. And in Reclaiming, it's really focused around that connection with nature and ecofeminism, and depending on the work that we're doing, it's really engaged, conscious, and aware, world-changing magic. And it's really from here that we get to this point where it's like everything's starting to blur now, but if you follow it all back through all these streams, all these conduits, the traditions, the beliefs, the types of magic, you end up back at that magical source. And it's really, magic is the beginning, magic is the end. It's a never-ending cycle, loop, process, and it's how we just connect to magic. And that's what it is with types and practices of magic for me. And hopefully my experienced ramblings in this process have brought you some clarity and helped you find what you were looking for and the answer you're seeking. And if not, I've tried my best. Yeah. But from me here in Australia to all the ones, my loved ones that are all scattered around the US right now in horrible climate issues and everything that's happening there, all the flooding, all the storming, everything, I'm wishing you much safe love and blessings and protection and everything, the support that you need right now. And for us here, I'm asking for massive love and blessings. We're currently going through a upcoming plebiscite in regards to same-sex marriage here in Australia. Yep, that's right, we still don't have same-sex marriage here in Australia. The government has decided to spend about $22 million on a postal vote for us to even engage this process. So all the love and support for this process would be amazing. And yeah, get out and do magic. Just find the ways that works for you to tap into that universal source that changes the world. And as they say, I'm not sure on the origin, but I know it, mind blank. Not sure on the origin, but when doing ritual work, it has come up a few times in this phrase, engaging magic. What touches the world changes the world. And magic for me is that process. So get out there, touch the world, change the world. Find the way that magic flows into your life, acknowledge it, experience it, celebrate it, and just express it. Express magic as much as possible. That's what this is all about. That's the type of magic we need to be doing, is magical love, magical work. Just let magic flow. And I think that's the end of my ramblings for this video. I hope you all have a lovely weekend and are safe and well looked after and well fed and have everything that you need in your life right now. But for me, much love and blessings. Mwah.